Welcome to MSA Podcast.
Hello everyone, welcome to Montreal Sport Academy. I'm here with
Kelly Cabrera.
welcome Kelly.
Thank you.
We're here right now in our residency. Kelly, can you just tell us where you're from and who you are?
Yes, I'm actually from Australia, 30 hours away from here. My son is Dante Cabrera, so he's here in the Sports Academy. And we have been here for nearly 3 months at the end of next week.
Perfect. Again, it's always nice to have the parents coming over and to see their son and to see it develop. But before we start with the program and with Dante, talk to us a little bit more about yourself and your husband.
Yes. So Dante's always been into football from a young age. I think he started around the age of 6. My husband's family has got, my husband actually has 4 uncles that are professional football players for his country, which is El Salvador. So football has always been something big in our family growing up. And from the age when Dante was little, he started touching the ball. You couldn't get the ball off him. So we could see you have to, when you have a child that loves the ball, you know, they have to follow their passion. So so myself and Daniel are very focused on health, nutrition, sports. I train at the gym 6 days a week, so fitness is a big part of our life, and we're always encouraging Dante to play sport, to be healthy, educate him on food and sport, as well as obviously his education at school, and he just loves it. He's a sporty kid all round. Yeah.
That's. I mean, I think that's important. You know, when you have both your parents, when they're focused on sports or just having a healthy life, you look up to them. You know, and so I think it's important that we teach that to our kids. When did you notice? I mean, you said that he's starting out in a young age. I'm guessing 5, 6 years old.
Yes.
Start playing with the clubs. When did you guys notice that he has, let's call the talent? When you guys say, okay, I think, you know, everybody wants to play football, but when you say, okay, I think he actually wants it. You know, he wants to be a professional player. He wants to make something out of it. When did you guys notice that?
I think it was when COVID hit in 2020. Everything was in lockdown all around the world, and we decided to do one-on-one training with a coach back in Australia. And he was doing one-on-one training, and we just saw the improvement in Dante because he wanted it so bad. Like, he lives and breathes football. Every morning he wakes up, he watches La Liga, he wants to see who's won the games. He loves, obviously, the Spanish lifestyle. My husband speaks Spanish, so it's a part of our culture as well. But yeah, when he did that one-on-one training, you could see a big improvement in him. And then he kept on, we've always sort of brought him up. You always have to progress in life. Do you know what I mean? You have to set goals. So once you achieve that goal, then you set another goal. So he's always been very goal orientated and wants to get better. But also you have to have that sort of growth mindset where you learn, because obviously you're going to make mistakes all through your life.
Of course.
You have to learn and you have to grow. And if you're going to fix those mistakes, well, then you're going to get better. But if you're not going to learn, if you're not going to grow, then you're not going to improve.
I think that's important. And before we carry on a little bit more in that conversation, I want to know, I'm guessing everybody who's watching us, we want to know, because, you know, we all like Dante. We know how good player he is and a good person off the field as well. So how was he growing up as a kid off the field? You know, if he was annoying kid in a good way, you know, doing a lot of making himself in trouble.
Yes, no, he's very disciplined. I think because I've brought him up to be, and my husband has brought him up to be very disciplined, to be structured in life. But he is a very outgoing kid. He's got 20 million friends back in Australia. He's got friends from school, friends in the neighborhood. And because he is an only child, we've sort of brought him up to, when he was little, you know, go and say, hi, my name's Dante, can I play with you? So he's always had that sort of confidence
very chatty,
in him. He loves to chat.
Where did that come from?
my husband and myself, we sort of say, you know, who speaks more, myself or Dante? Because we both talk a lot.
Yeah.
I tell you, when I was here last time, when we came in January for the academy, every day he just makes you laugh. He's just a really great personality, very caring, very helpful, very passionate. And when he does something wrong, he admits to it and tells us. So he's very good at communicating as well.
That's no, I totally agree. I mean, with the time that Dante's been here with us, is something that you notice real quick, you know. So it's important having that type of living, you know, then the way you're on the field, he's always vocally talking to players, you know, as his position as a center back, he needs to do that, but he's also off the field very chatty, making sure that everybody's okay, and he's one of the youngest players that we have. He just turned 16 this year. So it's impressive how a kid, because he's still a kid, a teenager, that's able to do all those type of things. It's very good to have, you know, at that young age.
Yes. But I do give a lot of credit to him, because he wants to learn, he wants to grow, he wants to get better. If he wasn't motivated and wasn't goal driven, and if he didn't have that I don't care attitude, he wouldn't be the way he is. But yeah.
Did he get that? Did he learn that from home, or do you think it's something that he just was born with?
I think also his upbringing. When I went back to work, when he was a year old, he was brought up with his grandparents. So my mum and dad, also Daniel's mum and Daniel's great grandmother, was a big influence in their life. So he used to go to their house. Instead of going to daycare, he actually went to their house, you know, 2-3 times a week. So the grandparents played a big influence as well.
That's nice. Yeah. That's very good. Okay, now moving up again with football. Where was his start? I mean, already with teams, when he started playing the names of the club where he played in Australia, and then after, when you just told us that you saw that he was a little bit different, that he wants to go in a higher level. When did you guys thought about, okay, maybe Europe, Spain should be the place for him?
Okay, so from under the age of 12, they're all still developing. Once they come to under 13, under 14, they start getting a little bit more competitive, and you do have to stay in the top league in Australia for you to get selected, because the majority of the teams in Australia, they will retain 90% of players. So there's always 1 or 2 spots available. So if you don't maintain your spot, then it is a big risk that you could sort of get dropped. And if you can't stay in that team, you may have to drop to level 2. And that's something you don't want to do in sport. You always want to be in the top level. So pretty much from under 14 and under 15s, even, what are we in now? He's in under 16s in Australia. He's just been growing and growing and growing. Every year we see a big improvement. However, I feel when you play sport, Australia is very big in rugby. Australia is very big in AFL. Football is big, but it's not as big. So if you want to be the best, you have to learn from the best, right? So Spain is one of the best countries for football. And the fact that my husband speaks Spanish, Dante follows La Liga, what other better place to come than to learn from the best here in Spain?
Of course.
So, you know, you've got great coaches down the south of Spain, beautiful weather.
I agree.
What else could you ask for?
Now, trying to jump off what you said, you mentioned that in Australia, you know, it's a very big country. I think we all know that. And it's not weird, but we know football it's growing. But what do you think is the fact, or what's happening that a country that is very big, and I will say football is probably the biggest sport in the world, why it's not getting that same impact that is probably here in Spain, in South America? What's going on?
I think it's more for the government funding the sport. So the government in Australia will fund heavily into rugby, heavily into AFL, and those sports. When you go to the games, you know, they've got 60, 70,000 people. But football is not as big. So if you are a football player and you want to, you know, one day you want to be a professional football player, when you look at Sam Kerr, she's one of the best female players in the world. She's an Australian. However, I'm not sure what age she was when she came to Europe. I think she now plays for Chelsea. But all of her development and her progressing to be that number one football player has all been from European football.
We're taking a quick break in the podcast to tell you a little more about MSA. We are an international football academy that welcomes players from all around the world. Young athletes who arrive with one clear goal: to improve, to grow, and to earn the opportunity to break into European football. At MSA, our mission is to make the opportunity possible. We work with UEFA licensed coaches, high-performance training programs, and offer a full-service residential facility with everything our players need: a gym, sauna, swimming pool, tennis court, in short, top-level facilities designed to help each player reach their maximal potential. We offer a 3, 6, and 9 months program. If you'd like to become part of our academy or want more information, you'll find a link in the description with all the details. And now, let's get back to the podcast.
Oh, I agree. I mean, at the end of the day, is where the football grow. You know, in Europe, hopefully, football grows in Australia as well. The way rugby did, the way other sports did as well. Because there's a lot of talented players. The proof is with Dante, Joseph as well. I know I have friends as well that they're from Australia and they're very good players. So I wish as well that if it's the government or whoever it is, giving more importance and more views, if that's, can you call it, to the players that actually want to develop. Moving up, how, you know, that you explained where he was growing up, playing in Australia with in a good clubs, good level. When or how do you guys know about MSA? When do you guys say, oh, we hear about this program in Spain, in Motril, Granada to be exact? When was that, and when or how do you guys make the decision of bringing Dante here with us?
Okay, so last year he was 14 years old and he was playing in the top league. However, when you're playing in the top league in Australia, obviously you've got great coaches there. But if you want to progress even further, the season over in Australia, pretty much pre-season is January, starts in February and goes through to September. Then from September is the off season leading into Christmas. You're training twice a week. We've always loved Spain. We've always loved Europe. And so our first time was last year in April. We decided to come here on a holiday, but also to put Dante in academy for a month. So that was only a 1-month trial in the month of April. Obviously, because he follows the La Liga and his team is here in Spain, his favorite team, we thought, no, you know, obviously this is the best place for professional football, but also the Andalusia region, you've got 300 days of sunshine.
As you can see.
Yeah, beautiful days. We're in the middle of winter and I'm wearing a short sleeve top. So 300 days of sunshine, beautiful coastline beaches. We love the language. So that's why we decided on sticking with the Andalusia region. We did a lot of investigating, watched YouTube, and we found actually this academy. So one thing I loved about the academy is everything is all inclusive. So the facilities, the residents here, you've got your accommodation, you've got your food, you've got the gym, you've got the pool, you've got the sauna, the spa, they can play the football, tennis. Everything is here. And all the fields are just walking distance. So for us, being on the other side of the world, safety is a huge thing. And we want to make sure he's safe, he's in the environment. We came in January as well for a month for him to experience it again, to make sure he was okay to be by himself for the 3 months that we were not going to be here. And I called my husband and I said, you know, it's safe. It's so safe here. I have not seen anyone on the streets. I feel 100%. Obviously, you're very friendly. All the coaches are amazing. They're very supportive of Dante. We went and checked out the facilities, and it was a no-brainer, pretty much.
I'm glad to hear that from a parent. You know, at the end of the day, that's what we want here. You know, obviously the player to develop, but the most important that they feel safe.
Yes.
And the parents, and being far away from here, that they feel like the kid it's in safe hands. So thank you again for saying that. Again, I wanna get more in touch on the football way. So you just mentioned it that you guys came here in April, then in January again. from that time, that from where we are now, December, um, how much of a development you have seen in Dante's football?
Oh,
Yesterday, sorry, yesterday
yes,
you were watching the game,
watching the
so
game.
you were able to see him play
yes,
against a
yes.
good against a good team. Where do you see that difference?
Yes, so pretty much from the start to now, me coming back, because obviously I was here in September and I'm back here again now. Just his confidence on the field, his fitness on the field, his mindset on the field, understanding, reading the game, his playing, his touches, his passing, everything has improved big time. And my husband is at home watching the games on the VO Live.
The VO Live, yes.
And we were watching all the games VO
Shout out
Live.
to VO.
I got up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning to watch the games. And it's just amazing that you can see the progression that he's made. But because he's here training 5 days a week, he's also got the gym facility. So when he's in the environment with like-minded players, they've all got the same goal, they've all got the same dream. They're playing football every day, living and breathing football every day. They're making also friendships as well. But he's also got the gym downstairs that he can go to. And we can't get that in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
There is no academies in Australia that you can actually stay in the residence on site. So here, this is where we see. And to be honest, we talked to him every day on WhatsApp. And 2 weeks before I arrived, and I only arrived this week, I said to Dante, I said, "Oh, are you excited? I'm going to see you." And he was all like sort of depressed and sort of looked sad. And I'm like, "You don't seem excited." And he goes, "Yeah, I know, Mum. I want the time to go super slow."
Yes,
he doesn't want it to end. And he wants to come back. He doesn't want the time to end because he's enjoying it that much.
No, and I think it's something that we noticed with our players. We're coming into an end of the first lap of the season. We almost on our Christmas break, and we know some players will home, some players will stay. But something that we know and I know from experience, that you don't want the season to end. So you want to stay longer and keep playing, because at the end of the day, with their friends, you guys are their family, but their families are back home, and here they create new families.
Yes,
so
yes,
I think that's also out of football. It's what brings you. You knowing friends, new friends from different places on earth. So that's something amazing, and it's something nice that we can bring to the players. Also, that I wanna ask. So Dante is been playing with the academy, also with the competition team that is the reserve team of the first team, but he's also very involved with the under-19s.
Yes.
He's only 16 years old, and he's already practicing pretty much daily with the under-19s, Montreal juveniles that we call it here, where obviously here there's a lot of people that speak English, so he doesn't need to leave that out of safe zone, language barrier. But when he goes in the afternoon to practice with them, it's full Spanish.
It's full Spanish.
So tell us, you have seen some of the practices.
Yes.
Now I want you to tell the parents a little bit more that type of experience.
Well, the fact that everybody doesn't speak Spanish is a huge bonus, because Dante is forced to learn more Spanish. And here at the academy, you do Spanish classes twice a week. So his Spanish is improving week after week. He's also making friends from there. He was telling me yesterday that some of the boys are adding him on social medias. And so he's creating friendships with these actual Spaniards that live here in Montreal. But he loves going to the under-19s. So at the moment, he's going on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Friday nights. Yes. And him and Joey and Besley is also, they go there every week. They love it. The intensity is so much better. And the drills that they're doing are so much different. So he not only is, playing with the academy team and the competition team, by doing that as well, he's pretty much doing 5 days training plus 2 competition, 1 to 2 competition, and then, 2 to 3 under-19. So
24/7.
Yeah, it's 24/7. He's touching the ball. The more you touch the ball, the more you're going to get better.
Exactly.
But it's also the coaches there don't speak any English, and he still understands everything, all the drills. But yeah, it's really, I've been a couple of times to watch, and it's the drills that they do is amazing.
Totally. And I think that for us is something that make us maybe like a step ahead of other academies, where,
Yes.
when the academies at the end of the day, since you have players all over around the world, it should be everything in English. Here, obviously, we do our practice with the academy in English, but we have that extra that
Yes.
if the players are good enough, they can go either with the first team, they can go with the under 19s, with the U16s, and be with Spanish players, you know.
Yes,
So
yes.
you need to know the language. Like you mentioned it, we have teachers that come 2 times per week. So we give the tools for the players,
Yes.
and it's obviously up to them if they want to learn the language, if they want to improve, if they want to be better. So we're coming to an end of this beautiful interview. So before we finish, I have 2 more questions to ask. And the first one is, what is the end goal of this? Meaning, where do you see Dante in 5-10 years, or where do you wish to see him?
Mm-hmm. Well, he's already told us, number one, his first goal is to be a professional football player. His goal is to next to get into an under 19s Spanish team. So that's his next stage. So he's only 16. Next year he's 17. So I said to him, it may take a year, it may take 2 years. But obviously all the trials and all the connections that the club has here, he could do a trial out, and if he can get in those teams, and then when he turns 18, he can live here by himself. His goal is he wants to live in Spain, play in Spain. So if he can get into a team in the next couple of years, that would be his first step. And then it depends on how much he wants it. So the step after that is for him to take it even further. But here, the opportunities are great. Like, we went to Madrid. The boys went to Madrid 3-4 weeks ago. We played against Atletico Madrid under 19s. He said it was amazing. Also the Getafe team, he said it was amazing. So he's playing against top league teams, where
and being younger than everybody else as well.
Exactly. So he played with some players that were ex-La Liga players. Mm-hmm. That were a bit older than him. I'm talking about like 25, 30. Mm-hmm. And he said they were quicker, faster, and everything than him. But he's learning so much from it. Just reading the game and see how they play. So the experience is just another level.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you on that part. Also to mention that next Saturday he has a very big tryout. He's going with Joseph and another player, Tristan, on tryouts with Granada. You wanna tell the audience a little bit?
Yes, yeah, we're very excited for this experience for him. So he's going to trial in Granada next Saturday. He is so passionate. Both of them, Joey and Dante, are so passionate, so excited to do this tryout. And I said, look, you take it as it is. You get selected, you get selected. If you don't, you take it as an opportunity and experience that you don't get back in Australia. So everything is a learning experience. The more tryouts they get, the more they play against these top clubs. And Granada's in, La Liga 2?
Yes.
So what are the better opportunity to do a trial out with La Liga 2? So he's very excited.
I agree, and we wish him the best. We all know that he's going to do good. And just to finish with the interview, something that you want to tell the parents that are watching us, maybe more to be excited with all the Oceanian, Australia, New Zealand, all the countries near you guys, what would you recommend us?
I would highly recommend you, not only because of the experience that Dante's had so far, and we've been very grateful and very honored that he's had such an amazing experience, but I feel like if you want something so bad in life, if you're so goal-orientated, time waits for no one. So you can be in Australia and you can say, oh yes, it's a big expense or big investment, but you have to invest in yourself. If you don't do it now, time doesn't wait for you and you miss out on the opportunity. So the age that they are now, I feel like 15, 16, 17 is a perfect age for the players to come here to the academy, have this experience. And even Joey doesn't want to leave either. Like both of them are coming back next year, guaranteed. And they're doing online schooling next year, so they can sort of
be here longer
time. Exactly right. Yeah.
That's perfect. Well, again, Kelly, thank you so much for your time. It's not the first time you come here, so every time you come, I think we all very excited to see you and to chat with you. You're a excellent human being.
Thank you.
So to everybody who's watching us again, thank you so much. We will keep doing more type of interview with some of the parents, with some of the players. Don't forget to follow us on our social media. Again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ciao, ciao.